It's Blue again. Back at it again with another Just Talking for the niggas who are here listening. Today's topic, we're gonna touch back on something old on the first episode. A story, if you will, with a little bit of shit added onto it. The story started in high school, 9th grade actually. Sadly, it just happened. Fucking school year just kicked off. I was bald at the time. Like we're talking about like buzz cut. For some reason, my parents just wanted all this hair off my head for some unknown reason, and they stopped at no lengths to do it. Motherfuckers would lie to me to try to get this shit off my head. Fucking, I remember I think it was like one haircut day. Fucking, I think it was my grandmother or my mother pulled up to me and I was like, yeah, it's time for you to get your hair cut. I was like, I mean, I guess. Can I just get a little bit off the top? A nigga's not trying to go bald. It's cold out here. Yeah, sure. Smiling and shit. I'm like, alright, then bet, cool. A little bit off the top. A little, just to trim down the fur a little bit. I walked out that fucking barber shop, clean shaved, my nigga, damn near bald. That was probably one of the worst moments that happened in my like high school period of life at the time, and high school didn't even start yet. But to the actual story, sadly, I just pulled up to high school, 9th grade. You know what I mean? The only friends I have is the friends that I somehow kept in middle school, and you know, things are great. At this time, gaming wise, I am playing Rainbow Six Siege and For Honor. I was a really good Siege player and a somewhat mediocre For Honor player. At the time, me and my best friend would be playing For Honor in our spare time. You know, 1v1ing in customs or getting our shit kicked in fucking Dominion. Shit. It got to the point to where my best friend wanted to add some more people to the little group we was playing with For Honor with. And I was like, hey man, if you could find any school niggas who falls into that category, go ahead. And I never cared to meet people, at least at the time. After that, moving to the next day. It's 7th period. Biology, actually. I'm walking to my class and I see two niggas. The person that caught my eye first was this one bad bitch, and I mean bad bitch, and I mean fine, my nigga. Like a nigga get on all fours and start barking type shit. She was talking to some random dude, and your boy's wrist game at the time was fucking awful. Oh my god, it was terrible. Oh my lord, it was shit. Plus, on top of that, a nigga was a little bit racist at the time too. Oh my god, Jesus! I pulled up to the conversation. We're like, like, bro, I pulled up to the conversation like a fucking goof, my nigga. I pulled up to the conversation with hello, my fellow Mexicans. Literally. Okay, I want to say those words exactly, but I think the word I'm thinking of is TOS. At least for YouTube. I don't know if that same thing runs for Twitch, but shit, yeah. I said some out the line shit at the starter, and to this day, I look back to that shit and I'm like, yo, what the fuck's wrong with you? You good, bro? But anyway, the short little midget nigga that she was talking to decided to get some bass in his voice and started to talk to me. I was, confused as fuck at the time. I didn't really give a fuck because, I was just the same as that nigga, but, taller. So I mean, like, I walked it off and backed off like nothing happened. I've always, I don't know. It was kind of it was kind of a fast paced type of thing. I mean, you will have to be there to understand it fully. But meanwhile, after that, after the complete bag fumbling, a nigga does. I think two days later, my best friend says he's found niggas to play For Honor with, and I'm like, hey, great, awesome. One of the niggas he found apparently was maining the same nigga I mained at the time, which was Gladiator. I love me some Gladiator. W Gladiator, man, in the building. But fucking that day when he said that he found two niggas, me and him sat in the party waiting for him to join. We was like, shit, can't wait to shit on these niggas or get shitted on. To be honest with you, I ain't gonna lie, I was mad confident at the time. Even though I was mediocre at the game, you was not touching me in my town, okay? But on that note, the two niggas finally joined. For this story, their names would be Philip and Philip and Tommy. How about that? Philip and Tommy. Philip and Tommy. Alright. Tommy's the important one, and Philip is the not so important one. Let's just lay the ground there now. Those niggas joined the party, and it was a little awkward at first, like how it always is when you're meeting new niggas. But after getting shit on or shitting on the niggas a couple of times, and some customs, we kind of got acquainted. We kind of got along pretty well. Everybody, Philip, Tommy, me, and my homie. We kept playing that day until my homie and Philip got off, and it was just me and Tommy, two niggas who at the time didn't even knew we existed. So when I'm in situations as awkward as that, at least I make small talk, really shitty small talk, I mind you, but it's small talk nonetheless. I hit him with the how are you, how's your day type shit, trying to break the ice really, because once again, thank you friends for just leaving me in a party with a nigga I don't know. It was fine though. Luckily for me, he chatted back. We was talking it up for the rest of our time there, to be honest with you. It wasn't nothing awkward or crazy really. It was chill. Really chill. Well, after that moment, we move on to the next few days actually, because this becomes almost a daily occurrence, to the point to where these niggas are not even acquaintances no more. They're like whole ass friends. One day as we're playing for Honor once again, this time Philip or my friend wasn't on, and it was just me and Tommy. I'm pretty positive, because Philip wasn't always on all the time. He had band shit, and I think he was an athlete at the same time. The nigga was moving all the time, which good for him, you know what I mean? And my other friend, he was just he just be doing him, you know what I mean? There ain't much you can do about it. So me and Tommy was hanging out, and motherfucker started sounding a little familiar. It's like I heard his voice before, you know what I mean? Like I couldn't really put my finger on it, but he sounded like someone I've seen before. So I'm like, I know Philip goes to our school. Do you, Tommy? And he's like, yeah, I do. I was like, huh, okay. What about Anywhere, anything in Pacific you're at, like how do I, which like I don't know. I asked Birdie's real name because we wasn't on the first name speaking yet. You know how the Xbox slash any console party social triangle goes. It goes gamer tag mixed with first name, and then first name basis. I might be skipping a couple of steps, but that's because I'm trying to not bore you. Alright. But I asked him, if it was, if he went to the same school we went, and he was like, yeah. So I was wondering, like, okay, who could this motherfucker be? I asked him his real name. He told me his real name, and I was like, why doesn't that help? But apparently telling the motherfucker my real name helped the wonders, because even though niggas know the name Blue, everyone loved my real name. So he was like, "Oh, you was that guy who said da 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 to Brianna," and I was like, "What? Huh?" And then it clicked, like it came in like a lightning storm, my nigga. I finally realized who the fuck he was, and oh my god, man. At that time, the surrealness like put a hole in my stomach. Like, I really been just casually chatting with a nigga who was like on dick literally the first time I met him. But it's whatever. You know what I mean? I'm just, at the time I didn't care. I mean, like I guess I'm glad to find out that you're not a complete fucking dickhead loser. I guess, you know what I mean? Like that's always cool to know. Since that moment, we started hanging out a little bit more. Just me and him or some shit. Because once again, Philip was never on, and my best friend was doing his own shit. So we would hop into parties, talk, play For Honor, vent, get off, rinse and repeat. This cycle went on for like, I say, a good 2-3 years. 2-3 years? Holy fuck! I mean, 2-3 weeks. Jesus. You gotta forgive me, bro. I'm tired as fuck right now. But yeah, 2-3 weeks. During these 2-3 weeks, as the same loop of shit is happening, he's getting a little, flirty, and since that was the time of me kind of finding myself, if you would put in those words, I was also kind of flirting myself. I'm not gonna lie to you niggas. To the point to where it almost got somewhat insane, but sadly it was all talk. But meanwhile, we move on to the days, same loop. We meet another friend, but this is a friend of Tommy's, and someone I've met previously. Just, it's been a while. This person's name is, let's say, I really do like the name Sage. Sage is a really unisex name, so we'll just call him Sage for a bit. How about that? Yeah. We get introduced to Sage. This really flamboyant gay nigga. I know that's just wild to hear come out my mouth, but it was true. Nigga gay as fuck, and he was proud about it. Can't hate on it. Like, we love our LGBTQs out here. But why me and Tommy was light flirting, Sage also tried to hit on me. Now, during this time, sadly, I didn't know how to say no or how to just shoot a nigga off correctly. So, instead of being a smart person and just ignoring one and pursuing the other, I kinda started talking to them both, which, on surface value, at least at the time, it don't sound too bad. It's not like I was dating one and cheating on them with the other. I was simply just talking to the both of them. Well, sadly, Tommy didn't think the same, because after a bit, I think maybe a week or two later after that, I wake up blocked. Literally blocked off of console, off of Instagram, blocked. I was like, wow. At the time, I didn't know what the fuck I did, so I thought it was a misunderstanding, kinda. And I know some niggas are like yelling at their screen right now, like, how the fuck did you not know that he was mad at you for talking to one of his friends? Once again, my nigga, first off, we was never dating. So I never really thought of it like that, really. Oh, I also wouldn't do it now, I guess. But I really genuinely at that time didn't think of it like that, and thought that I made that shit known that I really didn't think of it like that. But whatever. I stayed blocked for for a while, actually. So long that we can move into the Tennessee story that you can listen to if you go back to my older story times. That far, actually. In the middle of my Tennessee trip, actually, guess who I get a message from? Tommy. Yeah. It was some weird apology letter for him, like, apologizing for overreacting and the fact that he should have told me, yada yada yada, because he blocked me because I guess the time we were spending in the parties and shit, he felt like we were in a actual relationship. Well, once again, it's still a little choppy for me to this day, but that's literally what was said. Kinda. I might be paraphrasing a little bit, but yeah, motherfucker said, because he felt like we was in a relationship at the time, and then out of nowhere he seen that I was talking to Sage because Sage talked to me first. I don't know. I guess he considered that as whatever the fuck he considered it as. Once again, I don't know what's in bro's dream space. But that was our first falling out we had. You know what I mean? After that moment, before the Tennessee trip, and then, him hitting me up during the Tennessee trip, you're already talking to like a different person, really. Once again, I'll say this in every story time that I include my high school or middle school life in. Back then, I was a terrible person. I'm not as better now, but I'm definitely not a fucking demon as I was back then. I was a little cringe bag Satanist, my nigga. Like, I was on some demon timing when it came to the cringe, my boy. Yeah. Get fucking that shit happens, and I'm like, alright. I never told him how I really felt about the situation, because I've always thought of Tommy as not the most easiest person to talk to when it comes to the truth. Because who is the most easiest person to talk to when it comes to the truth? Let's be honest here. The truth will hurt anybody, no matter what, sadly. So I kind of kept my thought to myself. Because, at that time, I really wanted to say, well, we wasn't dating. Like, I don't know what to tell you. There was no label on it. I promise you, I would have reacted completely different if there was a label I knew of the entire time, which there wasn't. So we move on. Brody hit me up like that, I guess expecting that I was home, but I told him that I was on my good old 6 month stranded on Tennessee bullshit trip. And I was going to be back eventually. I couldn't even give him an actual date at the time. It was literally so bad to the point to where I had to say, I'll be back eventually. Well, eventually finally happened. And I finally got back. I reconnected with, the friends that still fucked with me at the time because, I didn't have many after the fucked up shit I've done in high school, which, once again, you could go back. I don't think the world will ever know of, actually. I don't think the world will get to hear my loser story. At least not out of my fucking mouth. Or at least not today. Not in this movie. But I go back to Colleen and I reconnect and meet up with old souls, old friends. And out of all those old souls and old friends, sorry there for the brief cutout. I had to go do something real quick. But back to what I was saying. Came back to Colleen to reconnect with old souls, old friends. And during that time, me and Tommy finally met up. Nah, not met up, but talked again after the situation that happened. I guess he was chill over it. I didn't get overly pressed, but things did feel different. He had a new friend group that was weirdly full of middle schoolers. Now, keep in mind, at the time of this story, my nigga, like, Tommy is pushing junior soon. Like, dead ass. Tommy's low key pushing junior, so this is kind of like, I guess. But I didn't care. No, it wasn't like he was grooming these kids, not from my knowledge at least. So I get to meet everybody, I get myself acquainted, and and the friend group was cool for surface value. He had his best one. That's a hard one. How would he classify that bitch now? I would say like best friend the third. If there was like a family tree of best friends, she would be like the third of the best friends, I guess. I don't fucking know. You'll have to ask that nigga on how his fucking family tree works, my nigga. Don't press me about it. Fucking. But yeah. After that, we talked. We got shit cleared. I met up with this friend group, and nothing really happened after that. Kind of became normal for a little bit longer. Like I said, we forgot that it happened, and he got back into groove talking to me, and feeling like everything was all right and comfortable, I started back talking to him. This time, felt like progress was actually being made. Like I don't know. I was actually falling for bro. Type shit. I'm sorry. But it's true. Sadly, I actually was. And I was putting on the front the whole time in front of my best friend, acting like I didn't. I could lie, but not about shit like that, sadly, apparently. Say maybe a month or two later, we fast forward to us still talking actually. Casually, cool and shit. And then, one day, I muster up my confidence. I put my big boy pants on. After all the constant flirting we did, after all the constant back and forthery, I've decided that it was over, and I will finally shoot thy shot with all the riz I've learned across the time of this story, at least. Because once again, the story started off with me mid-riz, and right now at the start of this time, we're like a year, a couple of, maybe a year, a month or two after that moment. So my risk has increased over a year. So I'm like, I bet time to actually shoot my shot. This time go for the genuine attempt. Time to lock it down. So I tried. Hit him with the little text and shit, you know what I mean? Asking, not asking, but seeing if he wanted to, be in a relationship or some shit. And man, surprisingly enough, the answer was no. Now, I understood it because, at the time he said that he wasn't ready for a relationship. I call bullshit, but I respect it. I respected it to the point to where, shit, I kept it friends for a little bit longer. But then, as time was going by, it was like he was turning into something else. Something I couldn't even see. Something that I didn't want to bother to see. It got to the point to where he was distant. Real distant. I'm talking about, I would text a motherfucker, and I literally had to wait 12 plus hours for a fucking response. Like those jokes on TikTok of niggas waiting damn near days to get a response back from their bitch, that was me to the fullest extent. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I felt like I was getting done dirty, or I did something wrong that no one wanted to tell me. And I started kind of losing it low-key, you know what I mean? I was already losing it at that time. The way my feelings work is something complex, really very complex, like a 12 by 12 Rubik's Cube. But I was kind of losing it, you know what I mean? At the time, I was in the best mind state, so being pushed away by the nigga you thought fucked with you, and then just being pushed away by the nigga that thought fucked with you would be enough of a blow to the head, right? Like I don't know. It got to the point where I needed something to numb this slight, sharp pain in my side, it felt like. And ironically, surprisingly, conveniently at the time, Tommy just got out of a relationship with some other guy. I don't want to give this nigga a name either, but I think it's a little bit easier to get a name here. So we're just gonna call him O, as in the leather, as in the letter O. Tommy's just got through dating O. They said it kind of ended awkwardly. Shit, they even said it started awkwardly, saying that they wasn't a match at all. And I was like, that's weird. You know, then me getting the description of this old nigga, because me and this old nigga haven't talked yet. It was to the point to where Tommy was bashing like calling him inconsiderate about feelings type shit. Apparently there was this once. I can't even remember it correctly. I'm pretty sure I'll butcher the story, but I'll give you the fragments of it at least. It went on the lines of fucking on some food shit, really. I think Tommy was a little anorexic at the time, and I guess had a not so funny joke up his sleeve that he used, which got his ass blocked immediately, unironically. So that's how that went on with them. After hearing that, I was like, oh wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. Because it wasn't the full context. It wasn't like the full story. It was his side plus. I don't know. It just that shit just felt awkward. Like imagine. I don't know. I don't know. Shit just didn't feel right from the description of everything. I just didn't know. I should have knew better, genuinely. But I say a week or two later, I get introduced to this old nigga. Sounds like a really nice guy, to be honest with you. Fooled me. He was chill. We shared a lot of the same interests from what we did in our spare time to what we played at the time. To the point to where, in the spare time, me and O started talking. Now, I know this sounds like I'm making the same mistake, but please sit down and at least try to look at it through my point of view for a second. This Tommy motherfucker was into me first, okay? I feel like I have to make that known. It wasn't me into them, it was them into me first type shit. And I grew into liking them over time. And when I finally was ready, I just get completely shut off. Cause it was never a situation where he asked me and I was like, ew, no type bullshit, you know what I mean? Because that I will understand him saying no at that point. He never asked. It was the situation to the point where there was no communication whatsoever. It's like the motherfucker almost expected me to read his mind. And as much as I love playing the guessing game, I can't read minds. So I pursued after O. And surprisingly, for the time, O was into me. And so you have it. Your boy Blue was in a relationship. Me and O. I ain't gonna lie. It was a very happy 3 months of my life. I'll be a liar to say if there wasn't. I was definitely at somewhat peak happiness at the time. Finally being cared for someone that's not your family. Getting the chance to love on someone without them, I don't know, feeling disgusted of you, I guess. Getting a chance to just be yourself around them without any repercussions or thoughts or consequences, guilt. It really felt like I was in heaven at the time. But like all good dreams, you have to wake up, because sadly, the downcline started literally right before February. February of this year? February of this year. I've never had a Valentine's Day to where I actually was with someone for that Valentine's Day. You know what I mean? So it seemed like this go around, I was pretty lucky. Like, yes, finally, I have someone to bring into Valentine's with me this time. I could spoil the fuck out of them. Yada, yada, yada. Did it, this, that, and third. Well, just as February the 1st was about to hit, I get hit with the dreaded text messages of, hey, I don't think we should be together anymore. And you see, it sounded so perfectly scripted. Like, the timing was just so convenient. You know what I mean? It's like niggas had this shit planned. I was heartbroken at the time. Heartbroken's not the word. More fueled rage, blinding rage, especially. Because it wasn't the fact that I got broken up with. Apparently, after him saying that shit, he went to my best friends from the beginning of the story, who was still my best friend at this time of the story now. Went to my best friend's friend group and then tried to slander me in front of them, expecting that news was not going to get back to me. And that's where I snapped. I was like, nigga, that's how we gonna be. Bet. I started slandering and exposing this nigga all over my fucking Insta. And then you have this little ugly ass brother pulling in from the side, trying to hit me with the, hey bro, you do that again, dog, I'm gonna have to beat your ass type shit. And then I was like, oh man, just give me a break, my nigga. I wasn't really in the mood for it at the time. I kind of was ready to catch a body almost, you know what I mean? Like, you've played with feelings that you really shouldn't have played with. Like, God, I hate 2022. But yeah, that bump in the road happened to the point where I broke up was so messy to the point where I had to take a break from people for a good minute. I had to take a break from people. It wasn't a big break or anything. I mostly chilled with one of my brothers, in all honesty. I was chilling with one of my brothers, trying to help me clear my mind, because sadly, a week or so after my breakup happened, one of my brothers breaks up with their girl. So we're both two sad. We're both two sad pieces of shit right now, just wallowing. We kind of have to build each other up, really, because like, how much more can you break down? It took a bit, but we finally put that little relationship past us. You know what I mean? I will always have it lingering in my mind on why it didn't last longer or what I do wrong. And to this day, I do know. When I shut off, I do what the fucking word says. Shut off. Not just from certain people, but from everybody. I value my alone time the most, especially when my mental's in jeopardy. I'm sorry because I guess that was just too much to the point to where I got dropped. But it's good. Fuck it, we ball. After the constant dog shit Tommy talked about him before then, And then plus the fact that, that the shit I just got you dealing with happened, you'll think that Brody will be a little bit less eager to talk to bro. To talk to O. No. The opposite, actually. He actually talks to them more. Like, a lot more. To the point to where, like, shit, they're basically almost in the best friends range. And it bothered me. Because I couldn't go back and repursue what I originally wanted without now feeling the mistakes and the burning fuck up of me literally dating Brody's friend as a rebound. It hurt, but apparently it wasn't enough pain for me. Because, as I was going through that rough patch with the whole breakup and shit, you would think Tommy would be there for a nigga. He wasn't. A nigga got ghosted for a week straight. Where's your best friend at? Oh, yeah, he was in a mental hospital because he attempted suicide the exact same day I got ghosted. It truly and genuinely was one of the worst weeks of my life. And no one gave a fuck. I blashed out, got pissed at fucking Tommy because apparently my time was just his time was just too precious for me. You know what I mean? It was too beyond me. Apparently, you know what I mean? Even after all the time I produced, his time was just so valuable. His time was on the fucking wire apparently compared to my time. Shit. It just, after getting ghosted for a week and then just falling off for a good maybe month or two, I decided to bury the hatch and try to hit bro back up. We're moving into more recent times now, just so you know. But yeah, I try to patch things up, and as patching things up, I just realized, wow, what was I into? It's like I was looking at a shell, or listening to a shell of a person now. It just didn't feel like the same Tommy. Just like, he said it didn't feel like I was the same Blue when I came back from my Tennessee break. But I'm more right on mine because he definitely wasn't the same. Started to abuse drugs more. Started to just say fuck it with life, which I've always was down for. I've always respected just saying fuck it and going with the flow completely. But you just, I don't know, but you just, but you just do a nigga dirty like that, you know what I mean? It's kind of crazy. What does the story end, and what's the moral of the story? Well, the story ends with, me asking why I got ghosted all those times and getting the same answer actually of he wasn't ready for a relationship and school and bullshit was just too hard. Which once again, if that was true, how come it wasn't true, okay? I'm not gonna try to play it off like it was. And then later on during the week of us being back cool, he mentioned he was taking pride in himself being a narcissist. If you don't know what a narcissist is, please look it up, my nigga. I'm not gonna edit a definition in here. Like I said, there's no edits for this today. This is like a lazy upload plus just talking together, my nigga. When I get more energy to do shit, you'll get more quality increased. But yeah, it's what's like that really. Moral of the story: fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. But fool me 3 times. What the fuck? So I'm kind of done for now, sadly. I will come back with another one soon, very soon, I promise. Either later this week or next week or the week after. It just won't be another month of break, I promise you. I'm sorry. But with that being said, Blue, signing out.